The 2023 Formula One season has been a huge roller coaster ride. We've seen Red Bull absolutely dominate the tracks, and Aston Martin surprising everyone with a massive leap from 7th place to 2nd. Meanwhile, Ferrari have been struggling to find their rhythm, barely even sniffing the podium. But it looks like they're now changing their whole game plan. Will it help them get back on track and compete for the title this season? Let's find out. As always, be sure to hit the like and subscribe button for more F1 content. Now, it seems like Ferrari's hit a rough patch, and they're not taking it lying down. According to a recent report from a German media outlet, they're making some serious changes to their development plans for the SF23 after recent struggles faced by Charles Leclerc and Carlos Sainz. The struggles. Leclerc seemed to have a tougher time compared to his teammate Sainz, but both drivers faced their fair share of inconsistencies throughout the start of the season. Leclerc had a real tussle on his hands with Haas Kevin Magnussen for most of the race in Miami. He fought tooth and nail, but unfortunately, towards the end, he even had to surrender to the unstoppable force of Mercedes' Lewis Hamilton, dropping down to 7th from his starting position. Speaking to the media, Leclerc shared his frustrations, saying that it's all about the consistency of the car. In one corner, it's all oversteer, and in the next, it understeers. He also talked about how much the wind affects it. Now, he also experienced some serious bottoming at high speeds. It's a real head-scratcher because he didn't encounter that issue during qualifying. Leclerc summed it up by saying that they're lacking pace and consistency, and they need to figure this out fast. Now let's shift our attention to Sainz. He was in the mix for a podium finish until a penalty and some more of those small inconsistencies ruined his day. Aston Martin's Fernando Alonso seized the opportunity and claimed 3rd place. Sainz, in agreement with Leclerc, expressed his frustration by talking about his battle with Fernando. He also talked about the idea that they could maybe even fend off the Mercedes cars. But then came the undercut, and those initial 3 laps after the pit stop shredded his tires. Sainz went on to explain the challenges they faced, including the unpredictable winds, the car's mood swings, and the tires overheating. All these factors left them with little flexibility to strategize and play around with their rivals on the track. And to add insult to injury, Sainz admitted they may have paid the price for pitting a bit too early to undercut Fernando. But this is not the first time Ferrari seemed to struggle in the previous years. But what could be the reason? And what are they going to do to turn this around? Keep watching to find out. Now, Ferrari's struggles in Formula One are like a recurring storyline. This is not the first time they've been in a situation like this. In 2021, Ferrari still couldn't quite find their way to the top. However, they did show promising year-on-year improvement, leaving McLaren in their rearview mirror and securing the coveted P3 spot overall. Their points tally more than doubled compared to the previous year, and new recruit Carlos Sainz even outshone his teammate, Charles Leclerc, by securing 4 podium finishes. Last year, Ferrari fell into the same bubble of overpromising and underachieving. It looks like Ferrari just can't find out how to keep consistent and follow a strategy. The changes. According to Charles Leclerc's driver coach, Jacques Clear, Ferrari is working hard to make the car less peaky. The team has identified this as an area that needs improvement to boost the confidence of Charles and Carlos. The good news is that Ferrari has already started pursuing a new development plan, and some measures have already been taken, such as the introduction of a new underbody during the Miami Grand Prix. Let's start with the aerodynamic improvements that Ferrari has been working on. We got a glimpse of their progress at the Miami Grand Prix, where they showcased the first version of the new car floor and side pods. But that's just the beginning. The team has more tricks up their sleeve. They plan to make interventions on the Venturi tunnels to enhance downforce and overall efficiency, bringing them closer to their fierce competitors. Ferrari is gearing up to introduce a new DRS, drag reduction system. Similar to Red Bull's, it's a game-changer that will work in harmony with the rear wing and diffuser. But wait, there's more to the aerodynamic story. Ferrari will also be making subtle yet calculated changes to the side pods. Don't expect a radical transformation like Red Bull. Instead, they'll be building on the successful concepts seen in their previous models. They'll be focusing on enhancing the profile below the side pod inlet and maximizing the downwash effect of the upper or rear part of the SID pods. It's all about finding that sweet spot for optimal performance. The brilliant minds at Ferrari have been tinkering with the suspension geometry to squeeze out every ounce of performance from those trusty Pirelli tires. They've been revisiting past projects to evaluate discarded solutions that other cars have embraced. Unfortunately, due to budget constraints and the impending introduction of the new Pirelli 2024 tires, we'll have to wait until next season to see these developments fully implemented. And of course, we can't forget the powerhouse of the car, the mighty power unit. Ferrari's engineers are leaving no stone unturned in their quest for optimal performance and reliability. They're tackling issues with both reliability and fuel consumption, which have been a cause for concern throughout the season. Initially, the plan was for teams powered by Ferrari's engines to use at least 4 power units and their components in the early stages of the 2023 championship. Due to a challenging start to the season, teams have already had to dip into their 5th power unit. Grid penalties might be on the horizon, and they could make the upcoming summer races even more interesting. Will it work? Now it's pretty clear that Ferrari has lost some of its spark in the most recent times. But it isn't too late for a comeback. They analyzed data from previous races and identified the issues with their current design, and now they're implementing some changes to turn things around. Will it work though? The fans can at least look forward to a potentially more competitive team in the future, with their new upgrade plan in place. But will they be able to pull off a surprise at the upcoming Barcelona Grand Prix? Only time will tell. One thing's for sure though, with Red Bull's dominance, the other teams have their work cut out for them. However, the big upgrade is still some time away and won't come until Barcelona. So it's likely that Ferrari Struggles will continue for a bit longer. What do you think about this new development plan? Do you think Ferrari will be able to turn things around before the big upgrade arrives? Let us know in the comments below. And as always, don't forget to like and subscribe for more Formula One content.